Okay, good evening everyone. This is DayTraderRockStar for watch list for Friday, May 9th. And as you know, the last few days I've turned kind of bearish on the markets. I've scaled out of a lot of my positions. I feel safer to stay on the sidelines until I get a better feel for the market. As you can see right here on a 60-minute chart of the S&P, we're right pretty much dead center in the middle of this channel right here. Now, if I zoom out a little, you'll see this channel goes all the way back. So it's a pretty much a defined channel here with defined trend lines to the top side and to the bottom side. All right. So if we zoom in now, again, the high was 1422, and now if we follow that trend line up. Again, today we kind of actually, as you see, what this market's been doing, this market's actually been riding this trend line up, bouncing right off the 50-period moving average each time. 3 times up. Finally, we broke down. We came back up, retested. We're underneath the 50 and the 20-period moving average. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. And being a Friday and all, I mean, anything can happen. This pattern is telling me that this is more of a bearish flag. And what this says is you go back up, you test certain levels that you broke through, and if the test doesn't, pass, then you fail, and you're actually going to sell off. So I'm still going to go with a downside target down here. I figure if this trend line is going to come up, we're going to be probably, and I don't know how far we're going to get down there, but probably between 1380 and 1385. 1380 to 1385 would be my target. And we're pretty close there. I know the futures are trading down overnight so far, and so that would give us another maybe 5 to 10 points to the downside tomorrow before we hit this trend line. Now, a break through this trend line is going to bring some major action. So, again, this is just a short-term bearish area here that could lead into a much longer bearish area. If we zoom out one more time, you'll see that this is starting to turn into a little, a very extended and a very narrow closing rising wedge here, and a breakthrough downside to the rising wedge would be a nice move down. So now, so that's where I'm reading this chart. Now you have to always remember you have to go to different chart patterns to see different things. All right. Again, we look at this very close. I want to zoom it in for you because I know these videos. Like I said, we were bouncing off this 50-day moving average, and we broke through it. Now we're breaking under the underside right here, and this area right here, which is going to be a major area tomorrow. It's going to be, again, it's going to be right around the 1400 area. So the 1400 area is going to be a main key area. We want to get back above that, and that's going to get us back above this 50 and this 20-period moving average. Right now, this is going to be overhead resistance, and if this downtrend is going to be intact, we're going to see us bounce off of this 50 a lot more and come in. So let's take a look at something interesting and maybe some kind of positive spin on all this. Like I said, you always want to look at all different time periods on charts. And if I go look at the daily chart here, I can see one pattern that kind of looks a little bullish here, and this is just kind of a classic 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback. And but it's not the perfect setup on this one because I'm actually going over 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback here on the website, and this is could qualify. Part of my qualification of 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback is that the closing price on the 4th and 5th, 6th day should be over the 20-period moving average, and then we look for a higher high. All right, because a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback is not a textbook. Has to happen in 4 moves. It encompasses 4 moves, and any time from the 4th to the 5th, 6th, or 7th move, we could have the reversal. So, and that reversal is going to be a higher high. So you're going to watch these, as the stock is pulling back, you want that stock to be trading above the 20-period moving average and making a higher high off of a pullback. So that's pretty much 2 of the big criteria for a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback. So kind of we have it set up here. We really need to get above that 1400, and that 1402 would actually give us a higher high, and that maybe that'll set something up going forward. So until the market kind of proves itself, I'm not really looking to take any chances of getting in front of anything. I did take I added to my position in Tesoro today. Just a small position. I added 100 shares in the sell-off. We're down to $23. I started taking a position here in the the low 20s. From I guess around about two days ago, so around $25, $26. And down testing that $23 area. So definitely not catching the bottom on this. Not expecting to catch the bottom here, but again, I'm still going to hold on to this one. I'm going to be watching for some type of reversal signs on this one. And that's not the one I really want to talk to you about. Like I said, I am pretty much kind of on the sidelines here. I'm holding some core positions and things, but all the other ones I am scaled out of. And now we'll be looking for some pullback. So I'll be looking for some action in Google. I like to get a pullback in Google. So that'll be on my watch list for tomorrow. Motorola also looks good, MOT. It's having a nice consolidation here. Above the 20 period moving average. We're having a nice little pullback. The $10 area seems very strong to me, so I'm going to watch this stock around that level. If we start to move back up above that 10.20, I might start to add to my Motorola again. And so we had the Motorola, the Google. The Visa is always an interesting one. We're going to see if we get a bigger pullback tomorrow. Actually, could see a pullback down to about $83 on this. But again, if it wants to run, it's going to run. I definitely see down the road this one traded in the 90s, but I just have a feeling that we might see a pullback before then. So again, very cautious on that one. Here's one that I am interested in. If you've been with me today trading, you heard my alert call on AXL. I had a volume alert. Got in very early on that one before the news hit. Big dollar, a dollar moving. I was out of the stock halfway into the move, but it gave you a nice return if you caught that move. And that was based on a volume alert. And just to discuss a little bit of volume alert. Volume alerts I use on certain stocks that are in the news or expecting news, maybe rumored to be, just rumored stocks. Give you an example. Cablevision, Yahoo, and Microsoft are in the news. This AXL. And then here's another one I expect to be in the news, along with the Options Express. So I have a volume alert on that one. And JetBlue, I'm going to be starting my volume alert again tomorrow. I had it off, but I want to start watching this one very closely at the 450 level because I expect some news to come out on JetBlue. So I'm going to watch that, and that's going to be the key is to get on that news before before everyone else does. So I'll be taking an average daily volume read on the 5 minute on the 5 to 3 minute chart probably, and I'll be setting alerts for double that volume, and just keeping that on my screen just to watch if anything happens to pop on that coming up. Other than that, one more stock I'm going to show you tonight. Again, I'm going to play them as I see them. I'm going to also play some certain relative strength stocks and just kind of keep it easy on a Friday. That looks like it could be a down day. And here's one that's starting to look interesting. A Whole Foods market. We had a nice basing pattern right here, a nice double bottom at $30. And we broke up, kind of made a new high, higher high here, which is kind of changing the trend around here. And then we had a nice pullback to the 20 period moving average. This one is actually set up really nicely. This is one of my textbook setups. So I'll be watching this one closely tomorrow. I just hope the market doesn't drag everything down. But this one, if I was going to look to go long a new stock, the WFMI, is starting to look interesting to me on this pullback to the 20 period moving average. Again, a lot depends on how the market's reacting, but I'd watch for a higher high, which would pretty much try to get us above 34, look for 34.40 for this one to get moving. That'll give you plenty of time to get in. Alright, so that's about it for tonight. I hope everyone could stop by and check out the radio show, DayTradingRadio.com, on the air from about 8:30 to 4:30 every day. And I trade the markets, stock setups, alerts, news, and all the other good music that goes along with it. I'm DayTraderRockStar, and I'll see you in the morning.